Have you ever wondered how a book written thousands of years ago could still hold relevance in our modern world? Let's explore this together, focusing on one of the most ancient and profound books known to mankind, Genesis. Genesis, the first book of the Bible, is a collection of powerful narratives that have shaped civilization for millennia. Its timeless nature lies in its universal themes: creation, temptation, punishment, and redemption, that transcend cultural and temporal boundaries. Consider creation. Genesis presents the world's inception as a divine act, a sequence of events unfolding in harmony and order. Now think about our age of exponential technological growth. We continuously create and innovate, shaping our world in ways previously unimaginable, much like the divine act of creation itself. Then, there's the theme of temptation, embodied in the story of Adam and Eve. This narrative explores the human tendency to desire what is forbidden, a trait as relevant today as it was in ancient times. Our modern world, with its myriad choices and freedoms, often presents us with complex moral dilemmas, much like the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Genesis also addresses punishment and redemption, themes that continue to resonate in our society. We see consequences for actions, both individually and collectively. Yet Genesis also offers hope, presenting redemption as a way to restore balance and harmony. Today we are constantly reminded of the need for accountability, yet we also strive for forgiveness and reconciliation, mirroring these ancient narratives. In essence, the stories in Genesis are not just tales from a bygone era. They are reflections of our collective human experience. They serve as mirrors, helping us understand ourselves and the world we live in. They hold timeless wisdom that continues to guide us in navigating the complexities of our modern life. As we delve deeper, you'll see how these age-old narratives still resonate with our experiences today. Remember, understanding our past is key to making sense of our present and shaping our future. Just as God created the world in Genesis, we too are creators in our own right. This idea, this profound truth, underscores the human condition. We are beings of immense creativity, capable of creating and shaping our world in ways both small and grand. Consider the parallel between the Genesis creation story and the modern world of innovation and technological advancement. In Genesis, God created the universe, the earth, and all its inhabitants. Today, we humans, in our own capacity, create new technologies, systems, and ideas that reshape our world and redefine our existence. We've journeyed from the invention of the wheel to the marvels of the digital age, from simple shelters to architectural wonders that touch the sky. Yet with this power of creation comes responsibility. Just as God saw that his creation was good, we too must ensure that our innovations are not only beneficial, but also ethical, sustainable, and respectful of our shared humanity and environment. We must create with a sense of stewardship, recognizing that our creations have impacts that ripple across societies, ecosystems, and generations. Take, for instance, the development of artificial intelligence. It's a magnificent testament to human ingenuity, yet it's also an area fraught with ethical considerations. We must ask ourselves, how will this technology affect jobs? How can we ensure it's used responsibly? How do we prevent it from being weaponized or from infringing upon our privacy? These are the questions that responsible creators must grapple with, mirroring in some ways the divine contemplation that must have accompanied the act of creation in Genesis. In the end, our creative power is a testament to our potential, a reflection of the divine spark within us all. But like any power, it must be wielded with wisdom and responsibility. We are not just passively inhabiting a world, we are actively shaping it, molding it, creating it. Our creations, whether they be physical inventions or intangible ideas, are our legacy to the world. In this light, we are all creators, shaping our world, much like the Genesis narrative. The story of Adam and Eve's fall from grace is a tale as old as time, but have you considered its relevance in our era of constant temptation? This ancient narrative, steeped in religious tradition and moral instruction, provides a mirror for us to reflect upon our own experiences with temptation in the modern world. Just as Adam and Eve were tempted by the fruit of the tree of knowledge, We too are often enticed by the allure of materialism, power, and instant gratification. The forbidden fruit today may not be a literal apple, but rather the latest smartphone, a promotion at work, or the fleeting satisfaction of a like on social media. These 21st century apples beckon us, promising happiness and fulfillment, yet often leaving us feeling empty and unfulfilled. The story of Adam and Eve is not just about temptation, but also about the consequences of giving in to that temptation. When they ate the fruit, they were cast out of Eden, a paradise lost due to their decisions. Similarly, when we give in to our modern temptations, we too may face consequences. Materialism can lead to financial strain, the pursuit of power can result in lost relationships, and the need for instant gratification can leave us feeling unsatisfied and constantly yearning for more. Yet, in the midst of these challenges, the story of Adam and Eve also highlights the importance of making ethical choices. It reminds us that while temptation is a part of life, we have the power to choose our actions. We can choose to resist materialism, to use power responsibly, and to seek fulfillment in meaningful experiences rather than instant gratification. Just as Adam and Eve learned, our choices have consequences. It's a timeless lesson that still holds true. So the next time you're faced with a modern-day apple, remember the story of Adam and Eve. Consider the consequences, make ethical choices, and remember that true fulfillment often comes not from giving in to temptation, but from resisting it. Noah's Ark, a story of catastrophe and redemption, has striking parallels in today's world. In this ancient narrative, Noah takes on the monumental task of building an ark to save his family and a pair of each animal species from a catastrophic flood. This tale, deeply rooted in religious texts, paints a vivid picture of redemption amidst adversity. Today we face our own metaphorical floods in the form of climate change. The rising sea levels, extreme weather conditions, and the threat to biodiversity echo the impending doom in Noah's narrative. But just as Noah was called to act, so are we. In the story of Noah, redemption was not a passive event. It required action, foresight, and the courage to do what seemed impossible. Noah had to build an ark, not knowing if his efforts would be enough, but believing in the possibility of a new beginning. Similarly, as we grapple with the realities of climate change, we are called to take bold measures. Renewable energy, sustainable practices, conservation efforts, these are our arcs. They are our means of ensuring survival, of protecting the diversity of life, and of creating a safe haven in the face of approaching storms. But the story of Noah's Ark is not just a tale of survival. It's a tale of hope and redemption. When the rain stopped and the dove returned with an olive branch, it signified a second chance. A chance for humanity to start anew, to correct its past mistakes. This too is our narrative today. The challenges we face are our call to action, our chance to seek redemption not just for ourselves, but for our planet. We can choose to ignore the signs, to dismiss the warnings, or we can choose to build our ark. We can choose to be the architects of our future, to be the stewards of our planet, to be the bearers of hope in a world fraught with challenges. Like Noah, we too have the power to change course and seek redemption. As we've explored, the stories of Genesis are not just ancient tales, but narratives that echo in our lives today. In the course of this video, we delved into the profound narratives of Genesis and their resonance in our modern lives. We began by examining the relevance of Genesis in today's society, the timeless wisdom it imparts, and its influence that transcends borders, cultures, and generations. We then traversed the narrative of creation, drawing parallels between the divine act of creation and the spirit of modern innovation. The creation story in Genesis is not merely about the formation of the world, but an invitation to each one of us to be creators in our own right, to innovate, and to bring good into the world. Next, we discussed the fall, Adam and Eve's transgression, and their subsequent expulsion from the Garden of Eden. This story serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of yielding to temptation, a phenomenon as relevant today as it was in biblical times. It prompts us to reflect on our choices, and to strive for integrity and responsibility in our actions. From there, we transition to the tale of Noah's Ark, a story of redemption and second chances. It teaches us that even in the most dire circumstances, there is hope for redemption. This message resonates strongly in our present world, where despite the challenges we face, there is always an opportunity for renewal and a better tomorrow. In summary, the stories of Genesis are not just ancient tales, but timeless narratives that continue to inform and guide our lives. They serve as a compass, guiding us through the complexities of our modern world, inspiring us to create, warning us against the pitfalls of temptation, and reminding us of the potential for redemption. Genesis, despite being millennia old, still speaks to us today, guiding us through the complexities of our modern world.